duplicate that here today. The big left-hander rocks and delivers home. The first pitch ball outside, 1-0. Fowler, Tulowitzki, and Helton. Dexter, a switch hitter, batting .262, and he lines one to left. That's a base hit. So Fowler, who has had 3 hits in the series, picks up another. And very quickly becomes a distraction, so to speak, on first base.
And let's take a look at the Tigers defense presented by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores. The Speedy Anderson in left field also leading off. Granderson batting a little lower in the lineup today, but he's your center fielder as he is every single day. You got Inge, Everett, Santiago, Cabrera in the infield. We told you D-Train is on the mound, and Dane Sardina behind the plate this afternoon, catching Willits.
First pitch strike on Troy Tulowitzki. Tigers won the first game in the series, and the Rockies edged the Tigers last night. A couple of close games in the first 2.
The Rockies have played a lot of close games on this road trip they're on. 10-day, 9-game road trip. Talking to their manager yesterday, Clint Hurdle said that they've pretty much been in just about every game except 2 of them, but they just can't come up with that big hit to get them over the hump.
And because of that, they're 17-25 entering play today. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Troy Tulowitzki. 2 out of 6 in the series. Here's Clint Hurdle. Tulowitzki has hit safely in 10 of his last 13. A couple of changes in the lineup today for the Rockies.
Well, they need Tulowitzki. He's back to perk up along with Garrett Atkins and some other guys that they have in their batting order that have had success in the past, but have struggled a little bit this year offensively.
Just off the end of the bat foul. Tulowitzki stays alive.
I kind of like what Dontrell has done so far, at least through the first 4 pitches. He has not showed the speedy base runner Fowler his move yet. And a lot of times as a base runner, especially a true base stealer like Fowler, you're waiting until that pitcher shows you his move so you can kind of gauge whether you can steal a base or not against the left-handed pitcher, but Dontrell hasn't showed it to him yet.
Ground ball to short, should be 2. Everett, Santiago, and the relay is a double play. 6-4-3. Dontrell gets the ground ball. 2 gone.
Fowler could never get a jump off Dontrell, and he gets the ground ball. It's a nice job by D-Train.
Well, you're right. He was headed back to first base.
He had no idea. A lot of times as a base runner, especially in that situation, partner, you get a big lead, and then what you want the pitcher to do.
It's a bouncing ball hit slowly towards second.
We'll get into that later.
Santiago scoops and throws. Side retired. So a single, but no damage done. Nice start for the D-Train. Santiago is back in the Tigers lineup today. We'll check out the starting 9 for Jim Leyland's ball club. Josh Anderson with a different look now is leading off in left. Santiago currently on the homestand, 7 for 11. Not bad. He's playing second base. Clete Thomas in right. Miguel Cabrera is at first. Curtis Granderson dips down to 5 today, playing in center field. Maglio the DH. Inge, Everett, and Sardina the bottom 3. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Jason Hamill of the Rockies. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, the last 3 years primarily pitched out of the bullpen for Tampa Bay Rays. As a matter of fact, he pitched in the World Series last year. He's getting a few starts this year for Colorado. I don't know how long he's going to stay in their rotation, but they're giving him a look now. And he has not done all that well against Detroit, which is a good sign for Tigers hitters today.
And Josh Anderson is leading it off against him, the left-handed batting left fielder. He slaps one down the left field line. Foul ball. Ooh, that would have been big trouble.
At least 2 with his speed. How about that base he stole last night? 9th inning, pinch running for Maglio, 1 out. Everybody in the ballpark knows you're going to steal, and it wasn't even close.
No, Torrealba's throw was straight into the grass out there at second base. He can really run.
Plus speed.
9 out of 10. Swing and a miss. Not going to be running here though, as Hamill strikes him out. 1 gone.
He's got a good firm fastball, does Hamill, anywhere from 90 to 94 miles an hour.
The problem with Hamill this year is that they haven't been playing good defense behind him. At least that's part of the problem. They have committed quite a few errors behind him defensively.
And they say he has the inability to pitch around those errors. He tends to kind of crumble in the inning when they make some mistakes behind him.
Here's Santiago. He rifles the first pitch right down there at first base. Nice scoop by Helton.
That boy can play at first base. And speaking of defense, we know Helton's at first today. Their outfield is Merton, Fowler, Spilborn, Ian Stewart, Tulowitzki, Clint Barnes, and the battery, Hamill and Torrealba.
Well, 2 gone. We'll bring Clete Thomas for the Tigers. There's the Yorvik Torrealba, who had to come on the game late. Iannetta tweaked his hamstring on the base paths last night. 0-1 on Clete.
Clete likes that first pitch, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would like to see the percentages of how many times he swings on the first pitch. He's got to be high.
He likes that first pitch.
The 0-1. Well, is part of the thinking there that if you get a first pitch fastball, that might be the best pitch you get in that entire at bat?
Oh, for sure.
Clete's not bashful about offering at it.
Ask and you shall receive.
There you go, 35%. They're working hard in the truck already today.
Yes, they are. They got some sleep last night.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround, but not for them.
1-2 on Thomas. Hamill's 1-2 pitch is inside and low. 2-2. Hamill is 26 years old.
He struggles and has struggled this year against left-handed hitters. That's why Jim Leyland has a few of them at the top of his batting order today. Lefties hitting Hamill at a 392 clip. Right-handers 267.
We got lefty switch and lefty at the top of the lineup today for Detroit. 3-2 pitch is ball 4. Tigers have their first base runner. Thomas is on via the 2-out walk. And that's going to set up Miguel Cabrera.
You know, I saw when I was parking today, I saw Jason Grilly's dad.
Did you really?
I
Steve?
did. I saw Steve. Still very complimentary of our work. Says he still watches a lot of Tigers baseball, even though his son now playing for the Colorado Rockies.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Good man. Good man.
Jason.
Good family. Good family.
That is for certain. Quality people, always a pleasure to see them.
They about booed Jason out here the other day.
The other day they did.
Tiger fans hard on Grilly.
What's new? High towering fly ball into shallow left. The shortstop Tulowitzki is now coming back toward the dirt to make the catch, and Cabby is out of there, and so are the Tigers. No runs and a walk, and one man left. Let's go to the second.
It's June 2nd through the 4th. Look for tickets. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. It's always good to see the Boston Red Sox. They've always got a quality club led by Tito Francona.
They need Big Papi to get going.
Hit his first home run, I believe, a few days ago.
Here is Matt Merton to lead it off for the Rockies. We head to the second. Merton, Spilborghs, and then Atkins.
Big Papi's teammates gave him the silent treatment as well when he got back to the dugout. No one stood up. Everybody just kind of looked around like nothing was going on. And then after about 5 or 6 seconds, they kind of went over and gave him some big hugs and props.
Thomas battling this one, and he can't get it. Merton will go to second and pull in there. The wind, it appeared, was playing with that a little bit, or either that or it just took off on Cleat.
I don't know exactly what happened. Cleat, usually a really good defender out in the outfield, but as soon as that one went up, you could tell that he was having some problems with it, and he admitted as much. He was telling Dontrell Willis, my bad. He got fooled somehow, some way, right off the glove.
So the leadoff man is on and in scoring position.
There has to be some kind of wind up there for Thomas to play the ball that way.
And they've ruled it an error. E9 to start things off here in the second. Spilborgh's the batter, and he lost one in the air. Into right field. Cleat will measure this one. Runner will tag, but hold. Wow. Thomas fires a bullet back in there.
Word spreads fast. He's already made some outstanding throws on this homestand, and therefore if you're Merton, you're going to stay at second base.
So that one was handled flawlessly. That'll bring up Garrett Atkins.
That was the first error the Tigers have made, I think, in about 9 games.
I was about to ask that. They haven't made too many, have they?
No, that's the 19th error.
Wow.
Second fewest among American League clubs. And that was sort of a fluke error there.
I think Minnesota is still atop the American League in club fielding. They are, with 17 errors. He's just not used to seeing the Tigers that high defensively. They've played some stellar D this year.
Pitching and defense helps you win championships.
Atkins, the DH today. He's ahead in the count now. 2 balls, no strikes. Atkins struggling right now. 3 for his last 22. There's a strike on the outer edge. 2-1.
That's what happens when you're struggling. You get yourself in a good hitter's count. 2 balls, no strikes. You got a runner on second base, and you take a fastball right down the middle at 90 miles an hour. Thinking too much up there, and that's been his problem, really.
Atkins has been a major run producer. In fact, he's averaged 110 RBIs his last 3 seasons, but right now he has just 1 in his last 16 games.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. Don Baylor, the hitting coach, has tried everything and with Atkins in the first 6 weeks of the year, but they just can't get him going.
That's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Career 300 hitter. It's Don Baylor, first manager in Rockies history back in 1993. Also got him to the postseason in '95.
Would you say his nickname is?
Groove.
Groove. What could he hit?
He sure could.
Strike 3 call. Dontrell has a strikeout. That's his first of the game.
Atkins did not take the bat off his shoulder. Took a 2-0 fastball down the middle. Took a 2-1 fastball right down the middle. And then he finishes them off with a breaking ball that he got fooled on. D-Train getting back on track, partner.
He sure is.
Got that swagger back.
2 gone now with a runner at second base.
You know, back when Don Baylor was managing, they were known as the Blake Street Bombers.
There's a ground ball hit to short on the backhand. Everett. Willis will get out of the jam. Nicely done. They will strand a man, and you're watching Tigers baseball today on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Today at the ballpark, and what a difference a year makes in terms of how well the Tigers have played at home. Through 21 games in 08, look at the differences between last year and this year.
Striking numbers as far as the difference is concerned, but those bottom two, the earned run average and opponent's batting average here at Comerica Park, and Tigers are going to have a really nice summer here if they continue to post those type of numbers. And with their offense, if you're only giving up 3 runs a game, you know you're going to average at least 5, so that's a lot of W's.
Well, here's Granderson now as we go to the second. Curtis batting in the 5 slot in this one. It'll be Granderson, Ordonez, and then Brandon Inge. That error, by the way, that Thomas made is the first Tigers error since May 13th at Minnesota on the last road trip.
That last pitch by Hamill, good changeup at 80 miles an hour after first pitch 92 with the fastball.
Randy hits this one in the air. Third base line. Who wants it? Stewart. Ooh, he had to struggle with it. Little basket catch there in fair territory. Grandy's out of there. 1 gone. That'll bring up Maglio Ordonez. Yes, we're still seeing signs of Maglio busting out of a 9-game hitting streak. He was 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. The average at 257. Still about 50 points or so lower than we're normally used to seeing Maglio hitting. Ball 1. But in his last 9, he's hitting at a 353 clip. Hamill's missing again, 2-0. Hamill this year has allowed 7 unearned runs, most by a Rocky starter this season. The 2-0 pitch, lifted back out of play. Maglio had a rip, 2-1. Another good crowd here this afternoon on Memorial Day weekend, celebrating our military. A nice little ceremony before the game honoring our men and women serving our country, the U.S. Armed Forces. That is outside. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Ordonez. Tigers have 1 base runner. That was a walk to Cleat Thomas back in the first. Three and 2.
Hamill has a lot of confidence in his fastball because he's already thrown several fastballs in this game, and he's not necessarily working on the corners. He's throwing the ball right down the middle. If he continues to do that, he'll get hurt today.
There's ball 4. Maglio takes his walk. Second of the game now for Jason Hamill. And that'll bring up Brandon Inge. Inge in the series 1 for 8. He has a home run and 12 of them for the year, which is the 3rd highest total in the American League. Hits this one hard in the left. That's a base hit. Ordonez will go to second base, and the Tigers have something brewing now here in the second. Their first hit of the game. And that'll bring up Adam Everett. The Tigers started this homestand just putting up a ton of runs against the Oakland Athletics. They went on to sweep Texas. And the Rockies rounding out this homestand. These games have been a little bit closer than the previous series. But the Tigers with a win here today take 2 out of 3 and win every game but 1 on the 9-game homestand. Everett takes strike 1. It's been a great month of May for Adam Everett. 360. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This number 8th spot in the Tigers batting order has been lethal so far this year. They come in a combined batting average of 314 in this number 8th spot for Jim Leyland. You know, a lot of different guys.
You're going to score some runs if you're batting 300 out of that spot. Strike call. 1 and 2.
Everett. It's been Laird. It's been Anderson on occasion. At batting order, 314 is second best in the American League.
You know, it's really kind of amazing. The Tigers are where they are in first place in the Central at 24-17 without really significant contributions from Ordonez and Guillen. The 1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, they got a lot of versatility, and they got a lot of guys that are making some really nice contributions. Carlos still not quite to 100% as far as that shoulder's concerned, but when you have guys like Everett and Santiago and Anderson and Larish and all the other guys that have kind of stepped up in the absence of the big boys and you continue to pitch the way they're pitching, you're going to win some games.
Fill it down 3-2. So we'll see what Jim Leland has in store here. 2 men on and 1 man out. He was aggressive in the middle of last night's game, and it led to a couple of runs. And there go the runners. Popped up. First base side, foul ground. Helton can't get there. It's out of play.
I think a couple of things factor into the decision making here for a manager. One, if you have a guy that's standing in the batter's box that does not strike out all that much and has the ability to put the ball in play, and you trust him, and therefore you will allow a guy like Maglio to take off from second base.
Well, we talk about Everett's May at 360. It's been quite a month for him offensively. And again, the runners go on 3-2, and it's ball 4. That's going to load him up. Third walk already now for Jason Hamill. Here comes Bob Apodaca. Pitching coach out to the mound, and some early trouble now for the Rockies right-hander.
Because Everett's doing so well this year offensively and driving in quite a few runs from the bottom of that batting order, Hamill threw him a 3-2 breaking ball. I'm sure that's one of the things that Bob Apodaca is talking to him about. You've got to trust your fastball. You're throwing 92 to 94 with some pretty good life on it today.
So a walk in the first and 2 here in the second for Hamill. Conversation is broken up by Marty Foster, the home plate umpire. And it's going to give Dane Sardina an opportunity. Of course, last year Sardina had a huge hit, his first big league hit against the Colorado Rockies, and it was a triple. Here with the bases loaded, swing and a miss, 0-1. Fouled straight back. Now no balls, 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter Dane Sardina. That hit we were talking about last year.
Even in X-Mo. How about that?
That was part of that 3-game sweep the Tigers had over the Rockies. The 0-2 in the air, center field. Fowler coming on, can't get it. Maglio will score, and Sardina has an RBI single to center. Fowler almost made a really good play on that ball, but it drops in.
Fowler's got a lot of speed, but he took a wrong route to get to this ball. Kind of circled around it, and therefore had to leave his feet. When this ball left Sardina's bat, I thought Fowler, with his speed in the outfield, was going to make an easy play standing up, but he took a wrong route, didn't get to it. Tigers get on the board first.
And that's the second RBI for Sardina, and the Tigers still have him loaded here with only 1 out. Top of the order, Josh Anderson. Anderson struck out back in the first inning. You often talk, Rod, about how important it is to get on the board and score first and get the offense going. The Tigers are 20-7 when they score first in a ball game.
That's a pretty good percentage.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to second. Should be 2. There's 1. Tulowitzki with the relay. A double play. Hit it hard and right at him. Tigers settle for 1. And we'll go to the third. 1-0 Detroit. will make you happy you came in. That's a promise. AT&T, your world delivered. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Looking at Hockey Town. It'll be packed later on today. The Red Wings and the Hawks in game 4 in that series. Red Wings lead that series 2-1. Best of luck to them this afternoon. In the meantime, here it's 1-0 in favor of Detroit. Tigers got a run as we head to the third. Hey, we've got some fans out there, Ryan.
Yeah, we love you too.
By the way, this game is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. All right, Willis back to the hill. Clint Barmas will lead it off. So far so good for Dontrell. 2 scoreless innings. He's been helped out by a double play that he's induced.
And D-Train throwing lots of strikes. 19 pitches, 13 of which have hit the strike zone.
The 0-1. It's amazing the turnaround that Willis has undergone, and I know we're still early in the process. He pitched an outstanding game his last time out, but he has looked sharp again here today. The 1-1 right at the knees, a strike called. 1-2.
I just kind of like the fact that he's just kind of gone back to being Dontrell.
I agree.
You know, that guy that grew up in the Bay Area, you know, playing strike him out in the backyard, pretending like he was Vita Blue.
Swing and a miss. See you later.
High leg kick, having a lot of fun, joking in the clubhouse. It's a big part of it. Turning his back, that's a real good breaking ball there, and he's throwing his breaking ball at a couple different speeds today. So he is starting to get more and more comfortable out there with each of his pitches every time out. And that Texas Rangers team is no slouch.
No.
They came into Comerica Park on fire. They won 7 straight, right?
They got here. Did. Yep.
7 straight.
Until they ran into the train.
And he slowed them up. And the Tigers went on to sweep them.
Ian Stewart, the batter.
That is one thing that Dontrell Willis has been able to do in his career, despite some of the control issues. He has dominated left-handed hitters to the tune of a 200 batting average.
Well, Stewart last year hit .370 against lefties. Fouls that one back out of play.
Dontrell gave up a home run a couple of starts ago to Justin Morneau. That was the first home run Dontrell had surrendered to a left-handed batter in a couple of years. The last guy to do it against Dontrell was Ryan Howard. I think we've heard of him. He hits a few home runs.
We've heard of both of those guys.
Yeah, both those guys.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded to first, foul ball.
Well, I guess that's why Stewart's in there today, partner. You talk about the fact that he hit .370 against lefties.
So that's pretty astounding when you think about it.
Oh, for sure.
Lefty against a lefty. .370. This year his numbers against lefties not quite as good. He came in at .259. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. That is the third of the game for Dontrell Willis.
It's a nasty pitch. He's got some really nice depth, some good tilt to it. He's already throwing from that arm slot if you're a left-handed batter, as Stewart was. And when Dontrell gets ready to release the ball, it looks like it's coming literally from behind you. And it's tough to stay in against a good breaking ball like Dontrell's featuring today.
Here's Fowler. He just have not been able to get this guy out the last 2 nights. He has had 2 singles, a double, and a triple in this series.
Good looking young player. Good looking young player. He's got a little bit of a crouch when he hits from the right side. Stands straight up when he's hitting left-handed. You know, we were talking about him last time he was up and he was on first base, and he wasn't able to steal because Dontrell Willis didn't show him his move. And I was kind of telling you that that's how guys get big leads over there. They want the pitcher to throw over so they get an extra big lead at first base, and they hope the pitcher will show the move. But Dontrell didn't show the move. Therefore, he could not get a good jump. And Tulowitzki hit into that double play.
Yeah, that worked out well in that first inning. Here's the 2-1. That is a fair ball inside the bag at third. No chance for Inge. And Fowler has done it again. He's going to cruise into second base with another extra base hit. They got to be excited about this kid. That is 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 singles in the series. 9th double of the year for Dexter Fowler.
This is what I was talking about back in the first inning when he was on first base. You see, he was going back to the bag with that little jab step. He had a big lead, but he was hoping that Dontrelle would throw over. Dontrelle did not throw over, and because the Fowler was going back to the bag, he couldn't even take out Adam Everett before turning that double play.
Well, here's Tulowitzki now with the tying run in scoring position. 2 outs. Willis missing outside, 1-0. Tulowitzki played his college ball at Long Beach State. In fact, he was a roommate of Evan Longoria's there.
That's pretty good talent there.
It is.
Tulowitzki and Longoria.
And they were drafted a year apart.
Those are the Dirtbags, aren't they?
They are the Dirtbags.
The LBC.
Long Beach State University.
That's where Snoop Dogg hangs out at.
Is it really?
The LBC.
We dropped in a Snoop in the reference.
I sure
today.
did drop a Snoop on them. We got some young people out there listening. I done dropped a swagger today. We got to stay in tune with the young people.
You got that right. That's why I count on you.
We got teenagers at home.
3-0 on Tulowitzki. And there's ball 4. So Tulowitzki gets a 4-pitch walk. It'll be the first of the game for Willis.
I don't think he was pitching around Tulowitzki there. Not to get to Helton, even though Dontrelle has good numbers against Helton in his career. This is a guy that you usually don't pitch around people to get to. And I think you told me last night that he came in with, what, a 307 career
against lefties.
Batting average against left-handers in his career. We're talking about 10, 12, 13 years.
Well, Helton now will stand in with 2 on and 2 outs. And there go the runners. It's outside. It gets away from Sardina. He better get to it quickly because Fowler got to the bag at third, but they'll hold up.
It's a good thing that Fowler was sliding, or with his speed, he may have entertained the thought of coming home. And usually with 2 outs, you don't try to steal a base with a left-handed batter up being Helton. But Fowler with that speed and took advantage of a big jump that he got, apparently. I wonder if he got crossed up there.
It looked like he may have.
They call it a wild pitch, pass ball.
There were no advancements, so they were just simply stolen
bases.
Yeah. Fowler has swiped his 11th, which leads all National League rookies. Tulowitzki got his 4th.
Now you wonder what that conversation was there. Was he trying to settle him down, or was he talking to him about the hitter Helton and being careful with him, with the base being open? I mean, lots of different things that Knapp could have been talking about with that last conversation with Dontrelle Willis. But I would think that the last thing that they would want Dontrelle to do would be to pitch around him and walk the bases loaded.
Well, it gets back to the stats you were talking about. Helton has been great against lefties in his career, yet Dontrelle has owned Helton. And so you wonder really which stat to pay more attention to. I seem to think that anytime Todd Helton stands in the batter's box, regardless of history, is a dangerous proposition. And there is ball 2 outside, 2-1.
Todd Helton grew up a Chicago Cubs fan, and therefore wears number 17. His boyhood idol was Mark Grace,
who could also pick it and hit it.
Yes, he could.
Strike call, 2-2 now on Helton.
I like to give you a little trivia every now and then here on FS Sports.
Did you look that one up last night?
No, I've known that for a long time. Yeah. I've known that one for a long time. Just came back to me.
2-2. Got him, strike 3. And Dontrelle continues to dominate Todd Helton. They leave a couple. Tigers still lead. Fans currently serving around the world in the U.S. Armed Forces can receive a free DVD of our April 10th home opener, the telecast against the Texas Rangers. For details, visit tigers.com/Operation Opening Day. And if you're in the military, you can sign up. We'll send you a free DVD of opening day and all the festivities. And it's a good day to talk about it. There are some of our veterans who were honored before the game today. Over 800 U.S. military personnel and their families and friends at the ballpark today.
It's a nice gesture. And both teams came out to the chalk lines on their respective sides for the national anthem and shook a lot of hands with the veterans.
Santiago waves and misses, and they will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. Yeah, it was really a neat scene here before the game, and here on Memorial Day, that's what it's all about. Recognizing our veterans who serve our country. Second strikeout now for Hamill.
Some nice shirts too.
Yeah. Got the old English D with the U.S. flag. And a gorgeous day now. We've hit 70 degrees here at the yard. Here's Clete Thomas. Thomas had a walk, did not score back in the first. Ground ball first base side. Helton scoops it up. Hamill covers. 2 gone.
It's a pretty good example here of just how good a defender Helton is. He could have very easily backhanded this ball with Thomas running down the line, but he knows Hamill, the pitcher, is going to be there. Therefore, he gets over in front of it. He smothers it. If he doesn't field it cleanly, he does still keep the ball in front of him, and he can still get the out by shuffling the ball to Hamill. So some plays you backhand as a first baseman. Some plays you get in front of when you know that pitcher is going to be there to help you if you don't field it cleanly.
Now Cabrera with 2 outs.
You know, we touched on it briefly last night. Do you think the fact that because Helton has played so long in Colorado, he may not get in the Hall of Fame, or do you think he's going to get in?
I think he'll get in. You know, I've heard the arguments. Certainly, I guess there is some validity to it. But I've talked to some people in Colorado, and they said that the changes they've made to the ballpark in terms of the humidor, the ball doesn't fly as much as it did. But make no mistake, it's still a hitter's haven.
He has had a marvelous career, and this guy right here, he's putting up some Hall of Fame numbers himself. Big Cabrera. That's a well-located fastball there. 2-0 count. You know, if you make a mistake, more often than not, the big fella's going to hurt you. So you have to thread the needle, and he did thread the needle on the outside corner.
High fly ball deep into left field, way back to the track, but it's going to get knocked down by the wind.
Also hit that ball on the label, I believe. Didn't quite get it off.
So the Tigers, with a loud bang, go down in order. 1-0 Detroit. Draft picks did Todd Helton play quarterback with in college? That is plural, not just one. What first-round NFL draft picks did Todd Helton play quarterback with in college? So there's your question. We'll get you the answer in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Merton will lead it off. And Willis misses low, 1-0.
I didn't quite understand that question. Is it quarterbacks or just #1 picks, position players too?
They were both quarterbacks.
Okay.
Both quarterbacks were #1 picks that he played with.
Okay.
He played with 2 of them. Popped up right side of the infield. Cabrera, 1 away.
But we gave him one of the answers.
We gave him one, and I had no idea about the other
last night
until I was told, and then it made sense once I heard the name. But yeah, we did give him one last night. That, by the way, the one we gave him was the easy one. Spilborg's the batter. Willis gave up a single in the first, got a double play ball. Pitched around an error in the second. Gave up a double and a walk in the third, but struck out the side. Spilborg's an interesting last name. He says his father is from Belgium and his mother from Guatemala. So an interesting mix there for Mr. Spilborg's. Played his college ball at UC Santa Barbara.
That's a nice part of the country.
3-0. A lot of good baseball out there in California. Just about all those schools year after year have really good programs. And there's a strike, 3-1. Dontrell has fanned 4 in this game. And he lost him. Just missed outside. 1-out walk. Number 2 now given up by Willis. Here comes Garrett Atkins. We were talking earlier about how Don Baylor has tried to turn this kid around, and we talked about how much success he's had in the big leagues. How frustrating is that for a hitting coach to know that this kid certainly has the ability to drive in 100 runs, but he just can't seem to get out of the funk?
Well, Don also understands the game of baseball because he has been so good during his career. He's managed, he's coached, he's been a hitting coach with a couple of different organizations. He knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that what Atkins is going through right now is from the shoulders up. And as a professional, you have to get past that, thinking yourself into a slump. And right now, we talked about the first time he was up, he took a 2-0 fastball right down the middle, a 2-1 fastball right down the middle, with a runner in scoring position, and then Dontrell finished him off with a 3-2 breaking ball. And we'll see what Atkins wants to do here in this 2-0 count, because usually guys that drive in as many runs as he has in his career, when you get yourself in a count like this against a left-handed pitcher, this is when you can really just let it all hang out.
Well, here is the 2-0. And it's driven in the air towards center field. Granderson coming over, and he'll make the play.
Pretty good communication out there by Granderson and Anderson. And Granderson called that ball quickly, which meant that Anderson simply would peel off.
By the way, you can vote for the Tigers player of the game using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 74499. See the final results during Tigers Live. I don't know if there's an early leader. Willis has to be one of the leaders.
We know who the leader is.
Brandon Inge. But he is 1 for 1.
Does that matter?
He's the leader before we got to the ballpark today. No, it doesn't matter, to answer your question. Yorvi Torrealba, the batter. Skies this one to center field. Granderson backing up on it, and that is that for the Rockies. They get a 1-out walk. They leave 1. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th. Willis looking good today. What first round NFL draft picks did Todd Helton play quarterback with in college?
Peyton Manning.
That's one. Did you get Heath Schuler?
I did not.
No, I forgot about him too. He was at Tennessee and was a first round pick in '94. And Peyton Manning in '98. Grandy hits one high down the right field line, coming toward the line, but back out of play.
I think Todd Helton probably made the right choice in pursuing a baseball career.
Yeah, I would say so.
He is finishing up a 10-year contract, which will expire after the 2011 season. The Rockies have an option for 2012. He looks good in that burnt orange.
It does.
That's what they call in that color?
No, I think that's Texas would be burnt orange.
Texas is burnt orange.
Tennessee is just kind of like, I don't know, tangerine orange.
Yeah.
0-2 on Granderson. Yeah, that missed inside 1-2. I probably offended Tennessee grads. I don't know what shade of orange that is, but it's Texas is the burnt orange. Granderson Ordonez an inch here in the bottom of the fourth. Tigers lead 1-0. That's pulled on the ground to second. Barmes for the out, one gone.
Meanwhile, Hamill doing a pretty good job himself keeping Tigers hitters off balance. He's got that fastball anywhere from 90 to 94, and he's throwing a lot of them. Four-seam variety, not a lot of two-seam fastballs with movement on them. And he's got a good breaking ball. Also thrown a few changeups. But he's really got a good curveball.
Well, you wonder if the Tigers, with their big threat back in the second, settling for one, if that's going to have an impact on this game. Hamill got the double play ball. Maglio kills this one to center field. Fowler going back, not going to get it over his head. Ordonez on his way to second base, and he will pull in with a double.
Fowler playing very shallow in center field because he has tremendous speed. But you usually don't want to play that shallow against a guy like Maglio. Even though Maglio not hitting for a lot of power this year, on this homestand his bat has perked up, and he has hit quite a few balls hard in this direction. That ball absolutely crushed off the bat of Maglio. Courtesy of Lincoln Mercury Exmo. That last replay.
Fowler finding out what Curtis Granderson has known here for a couple of years, or has been saying this is a difficult center field to play at times because of all the depth out there. 420 to dead center, and as deep as it gets in right center field. Not an easy center field to play. Inge trying to drive him in now. Tigers have 3 runs, or 3 hits I should say. 1 run on 3 hits, and that is grounded foul. By the way, we have official word now. The colors for Tennessee.
What is it?
It's just listed as orange and white.
Orange and white.
Yeah, they just call it orange. They don't give us a specific shade of orange. 1-1. Inge, among American League third basemen, trails only Evan Longoria in RBIs. Longoria has knocked in 48. Brandon has driven in 31.
Yeah, I forgot about Longoria. I was lobbying for Brandon to be the starting third baseman at the All-Star game this year, and I forgot all about Longoria.
Longoria is hitting 339. Too.
Yeah, he's probably got about 50 RBIs too. Well, we'll get Brandon on the team.
That can be done. Breaking ball inside. 2-2 on Inge. Tigers trying to add to their lead here with a 1-out double by Ordonez. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss.
There's that breaking ball. Really good pitch for Hamill. Take a look at it. That thing went from the letters down to the shoe tops.
So it'll take a 2-out hit now from Adam Everett. Strike one.
And Tigers' concentration level at the plate has been tremendous in this homestand with 2 outs. They have driven in a lot of runs with 2 outs in this homestand.
A little bit off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Those grinded out at bats, as Lloyd McClendon will call it. You know, his daughter graduated from law school a couple of days ago. Lloyd McClendon.
Lloyd's, really?
Yeah. Valparaiso.
Wow. Indiana?
Yeah. Law school.
Popped him up. Second baseman Barmes to the grass. And that's off for the Tigers. They strand the 1-out double, and we played 4 here at Comerica Park. Barmes, Stewart, Fowler on the way. Time now to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And Downtrow Willis back to the hill, protecting a 1-0 lead as we head to the 5th. And the D-train misses outside to Clint Barmes. He'll be followed by Ian Stewart, then Dexter Fowler. Willis has walked a couple, no damage done though. Wave and a miss, 1-1. Barmes struck out back in the 3rd, one of the 4 that Willis has posted today. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Everett throws him out. 1 gone. Here's Ian Stewart. Tigers trying to wrap up this homestand with a win and then head to Kansas City, where they're going to take on the team that, at least right now, is right behind them in the standings. Strike 1. And the Tigers will see Greinke in game 2 in that series.
That's a good pitching matchup, Jackson and Greinke.
Greinke's ERA is still under 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stewart also a strikeout victim back in the 3rd. On the ground again, this time to second base. A couple of ground ball outs greeting Willis here in the 5th. 2 gone. Now the top of the order, Dexter Fowler.
Dontrell gives the Tigers now 5 legitimate starters. And having him as a left-hander in the American League against some of the ball clubs that have lots of left-handed hitters, invaluable. Especially the way that he's thrown the baseball here in his 3 starts.
Well, it's such a pleasant development because coming out of spring training, nobody knew what to expect or when to expect it. And this is probably the best case scenario. Not only has he come back, but he has come back pitching really good baseball. Grounded foul, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Dontrelle kind of got acquainted with Rick Knapp in January down in Florida, like so many of the other Tigers pitchers that had some issues last year, whether they were physical or whether they just struggled having a bad year. And Dontrelle's worked hard. Dontrelle also looks slimmer to me than he did last year and in spring training. Looks like he's in great shape.
Well, we know he worked hard. Here's the 2-1.
You know, D-Train also said, Mario, it was a blessing in disguise that he didn't break with the ball club at the beginning of the year. He said because he really wasn't ready to start the season, because he really wasn't starting consistently in spring training. Therefore, he wouldn't have been able to stretch himself out.
He has walked Fowler, who's on base for the 3rd time today.
But because he did not make the team out of spring training, he went down to the minor leagues. He was able to make quite a few starts. He was able to get in a regular starter's routine, and he's benefited from that when they've called him up.
Well, he's going to face Tulowitzki now with 2 outs.
Well, he didn't show Fowler, the talented base stealer, his move at first base the first time Fowler was there. We'll see if he shows it to him this time.
Fowler on base for the 6th time in this series. Strike 1. Tulowitzki double play ball and then a walk and a stolen base. We were talking a little bit earlier about Helton wearing 17 for his idol Mark Grace. Tulowitzki wears number 2 for his idol Derek Jeter of the New York Yankees.
Derek Jeter.
Captain of the Yanks. Tulowitzki has turned into a nice big league shortstop himself. Wave and a miss, 1 and 2.
Outstanding defender. He may have the strongest throwing arm from that position in the National League.
Well, he leads all National League shortstops in fielding percentage. 1 and 2. Tigers ahead as we play the 5th, 1-0. That is cued foul, and Willis has Fowler heading back to first base every time.
He's got him all messed up. He has got him all messed up.
I mean, Dexter on that last pitch took 2 steps back to the bag.
Dontrelle gave him that high leg kick that time. And he has yet to throw over.
Fouled away again. I mean, you're basically neutralizing a guy that has 11 stolen bases, and with each pitch his first instinctual movement is to go back to first base.
Dontrelle taking very little time as well getting the ball out of his hand to Sardina. He has to be below 1.3 seconds, which is kind of that cutoff time for base runners.
There's a base hit into right field. A 2-strike base hit for Tulowitzki. Misplayed by Thomas briefly, but no damage.
That's why they tell you as a base runner, don't take your eye off the baseball. When Fowler was getting to second base, he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. He was running hard. He put pressure on Thomas. A lot of times as an outfielder, when you see that base runner running as hard to second, entertaining the thought of going to that next base, you see the outfielder not catch the ball cleanly. And how had Fowler picked that up, he would have been able to get to third base.
So instead he's at second and stays there. Each team now with 3 hits. 2 on a 2 out for Todd Helton. One 1-0 on Helton, who has a strikeout and a ground out today.
Dontrell paying some attention to Fowler, who's at second, but Everett and Santiago really not paying all that much attention to him. If he wants to steal that base, they'll give it to him, as they basically did a couple of innings ago.
In the third, this same duo, Fowler and Tulowitzki, each stole.
Brandon Inge is well off the line at third base. He'd have a tough time getting there, and to get the throw from Sardina. They're not concerned about Fowler. Dontrell's concerned about number 17, Todd Helton.
Driven to right field. That ball is down. It's going to be trouble. It'll go to the wall. Fowler scores 1 run. Tulowitzki heads to third. He'll stop there. And Helton with a 2-out RBI double to tie the game at 1.
And last time Helton was up, Dontrell struck him out on the fastball looking. This time Helton was waiting for this piece of cheese, and he ripped it down into that right field corner. Thomas did a pretty nice job getting over there and getting the ball back into Santiago, which prevented Tulowitzki from scoring.
So the 2-out walk by Fowler started this rally, and Fowler comes around to score on the hit by Helton. And the Rockies in business now, looking for more as Matt Merton steps in. One ball, no strikes on Merton, who is 0 for 2. Helton picks up his 30th RBI with that double. And now the Rockies have 4 hits to the Tigers 3. Tapper right back toward the mound. Willis lobs it over there for out number 3, and minimal damage done. They get a run to tie it up. You're watching Tigers baseball today on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Tigers fans receive updates from Fox Sports Detroit on Facebook and Twitter. It's easy and it's free. Simply search Fox Sports Detroit on either site. Become part of the growing social network community. That's Fox Sports Detroit, available on Facebook and on Twitter. Dane Sardina leading it off as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers 1 and the Rockies 1. Series finale here. The Tigers looking to end this homestand with a win. And what a homestand it has been to this point. Sardina has an RBI single, knocking in the only Tigers run. 1 ball and 1 strike. In fact, the Tigers have only 3 hits. Double by Maglio, singles by Inge and Sardina. Strike called. 1-2.
Last couple of days, and Rockies starting pitchers have been really good. Jason Marquis last night had that power sinker that just handcuffed the Tigers all night long. And today Hamill picking up where Marquis left off.
1-2. That last foul ball came close.
It did come close.
I mean, they never come close to us.
It came to eat too. It was coming to eat.
Here's the 1-2. Ground ball hit to third. Stewart throws out Sardino. One gone.
Those are the ones that you don't try to catch.
No.
There's some that you can kind of reach out and try to catch.
If they have some air under them.
Yeah. Not that one.
That'll bring up Josh Anderson. Anderson today is 0 for 2, strikeout, a double play ball, batting in the leadoff slot. Jim Leland switching it around a bit here.
He may try to bunt for a base hit here, but if he does, he needs to make sure he keeps it away from Helton, who's a good defender at first base. He's got to get it towards second, which will be Barnes.
And he's going to get it down the first base line. Foul, though.
That's not a bad one there, because that one the pitcher has to field. But you want to keep the ball away from number 17 because he's an outstanding first baseman. And when he gets the ball in his glove, in his hand, he makes good things happen. I think initially on that play, Anderson was trying to bunt the ball towards second base, but didn't get him enough of it, and that ball ended up right between home plate and the pitcher's mound. And you can see the pitcher getting over there to field this ball. Had it stayed fair, I think he would have beat it too.
Oh, 2. Anderson, when he gets on base, has been lethal. He has stolen 7 straight. His 9 overall. Pulls that one on the ground to second base. Barnes has been busy in this series. There's another ground out, 2 gone. And that'll bring up Ramon Santiago. They've blighted his bat down a little bit. Santiago came in with an 8-game hitting streak, 7 for 11 on the homestand, but he's 0 for 2 in this one with a ground out and a strikeout. Fastball sails high and away.
Santiago, one of those guys that always comes to spring training in real good shape, and because he plays winter ball. And not every day in winter ball, but he plays quite a few games in Dominican Republic during the winter. Stays fresh, even though he's pretty much established himself as a big leaguer.
One ball, one strike.
You ever been down to Dominican Republic? Or
I have not, but I've been to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
and I've seen a game or two there. And really, I guess, name your country, they get into it for winter ball.
Oh yes, they do.
I mean, those are some serious rivalries. 2-1 pitch is fouled off. 2-2. Now you've played where?
I played Dominican. Played in Mexico. I played in Puerto Rico as well. When I was coming up, and when you were a minor league player, you didn't make enough money during the year to not do anything in the off season. So I didn't like that regular 9 to 5, so I just went down to the Caribbean, play a little ball.
Nothing wrong with that. Grounded right back to the mound. Hamill handles this one, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. So he's looked pretty good today for the Rockies. We're still tied at 1. On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores and by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Back here at Comerica Park, top six. 1-1 is our score. Final game in this three-game interleague series between the Tigers and the Rockies. Dontrell Willis back to work facing Ryan Spilborghs in the sixth inning. A run on 4 hits for the Rockies, 1 run, 3 hits for Detroit. Spilborghs, then Atkins, and then Torrealba. Dontrell, for as well as he pitched against the Texas Rangers on Tuesday, had 75 pitches through 5 innings. Today, 73. So he's been, again, very good in this third start. But he's fallen behind Spilborghs now 3-0. Fly ball and a walk for Spilborghs today. .30 pitch. 3-1. Outside, he lost him. Ball 4. So Dontrell now with his 4th walk. And this is how the rally started for the Rockies in the 5th. A 2-out walk to Fowler, and then he eventually scored.
Well, you wonder if Clint Hurdle will take a page out of Jim Leland's book. When Leland has a player that's struggling, swinging the bat, a lot of times they'll put the hit and run on. You know, you take all the guesswork out of it for a hitter. You basically force them into just swinging the bat. And that may be what Atkins needs here. We've watched Jim do that several times the last 3 years. Because he can't steal on Dontrell anyway.
Driven to center field right at Granderson. They got him on 1 pitch that time. He's 0 for 3. And that'll bring up Yorvit Torrealba.
He's got to be on the all-name team. Yorvit.
Starting catcher?
Yorvit Torrealba. Yorvit is spelled what? Y-O-R-V-I-T?
Yep. There you go. Now spell Torrealba without looking.
T-O-R-R-E-A-L-B-A.
Oh, my goodness. Look at you. That was outstanding. And I can vouch for the fact that you did not look. High fly ball. Heading toward the warning track, but caught by Thomas. Yorvit Torrealba is out. 2 gone. Nice job.
You need to sign up for one of those spelling bees.
No, I don't think so. Let's not go that far.
Well, I'll sign up for this then. The Tigers offer the best value in sports with $5 tickets, $5 parking, $5 kids and adult meals. For tickets, call 866-TIGER or visit tigers.com. 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Awfully cheap way to go see one of the best players in the game, Miguel Cabrera.
That he is.
Clint Barmas skipping out of the box. 1-0 on Barmas, who is 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. Low scoring affair here today. Both Willis and Hamill have done good work. Snap throw, and he got back.
I find it kind of fascinating that Spilborgh's a guy that really doesn't run all that well and doesn't steal a lot of bases. But Dontrell's showing him his move, but he's failed to show it to the speedster Fowler, and Fowler's been on first base a couple of times in the game already today.
Yeah, absolutely. Fowler with a single, a double, and a walk.
Good looking player.
Dexter's had himself a series.
Dexter's going to have himself a nice career.
Two balls, 1 strike. Another throwback. trying to think of how many Dexters I've come across in my life, and there really haven't been too many. I know there was, of course, the former running back here in Detroit, Dexter Bussey.
I have not known a lot of guys named Dexter myself.
Unique name.
Just a couple buddies. One buddy, actually. Growing up, I knew one Dexter.
Two and one on Clint Barmas. Again in the air to center field. This one hit pretty good, though, and Granderson has a lot of room. So that's it. Nothing comes to the leadoff walk. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tigers have Thomas, Cabrera, and Granderson coming up.
Cam, and today before the ball game, Tigers honoring the military here on the field. Also gave out some tickets to some members of the military, honoring them here at Comerica Park. The players all lined up on the foul lines for the national anthem. That's our Coors Light Freeze Cam today.
Nicely done. There's about 800 military members and their families receiving complimentary tickets. Clee Thomas leading it off in the bottom of the 6th. Tigers trying to get the offense going here. They haven't done a whole lot. They got a run in the 2nd, and that's it. And they had a chance to get some more, but a double play ball with the bases loaded closed out that inning. 3, 4, and 5 here for Jim Leland. Cleat is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Now, did those families from the military also get one of those DVDs that you put together?
They do, yeah, the Operation Opening Day DVD. They do indeed. All of the military members receive that. The DVD of Opening Day here. Thomas fouls it away.
It's about time for the Tigers to get loose here against Hamill. They've seen him now for the 3rd time. And usually that 3rd time is a charm, especially against a guy that is not a starter by trade. He pitched in a career-high 40 games last year out of the bullpen in Tampa.
Swing and a miss.
But he is dealing today.
Boy, is he. It's his 4th strikeout.
Clint Hurdle, the manager of Colorado, and Bob Apodaca, they have to be pleased with the effort today. That was a changeup that acted like a splitter. Had a little tumbling effect to it. Bob Apodaca, pitching coach for Colorado. Now that could be a stressful job.
Yes, it can. In that ballpark, there's a base hit for Cabrera.
Cabrera, he's feeling kind of young today.
Wide turn, but holds up. First hit today for Miguel.
Well, Curtis Granderson batting 5th today for Jim Leland. And hoping that he could drive in a couple of runs.
0 for 2 for Curtis.
Curtis swings a small bat, in my opinion, for a guy that has his frame. 33.5 inches, 31 ounces.
Wow.
It's a short bat. Most guys use 34 inches at least in the big leagues.
Have you asked him why?
No, he just feels comfortable with it. The players these days all swing light bats. Most guys anywhere from 34 inches to 32 ounces. And very few guys swing above 32 ounces these days. Even Cabrera, he's 34, 32. As big and strong as he is, which is kind of a light bat for him.
Toward left field, hit pretty well. Merton is on the run. He'll track it down. 2 gone. Do you remember what we had Willie on a couple of years ago? What did he swing?
38, 39 ounces.
Oh, my goodness.
But he's not the only one from that day, though, that swung a real heavy bat. The old time players felt like the more substance you had in the bat, the heavier the ounces, the harder the wood, the more compressed the wood would be. Therefore, the ball would travel further. I'll tell you one thing, we didn't see all those bats shattering back in the day like we do nowadays.
Here's Maglio. Ordonez a walk and a double.
Cabrera told me the reason why he uses such a light bat, he says, is because he gets so many breaking balls. And it allows him to stay back longer and to be quicker with his bat if the bat's lighter.
Well, he came in batting .370. He's at first right now, and Ordonez takes inside 2-0. Maglio scalded one over the head of the center fielder Fowler his last time up, a double in the 4th. But the Tigers stranded him there. And he's got himself in a nice count here, 2-0. Hamill has thrown 80 pitches now. Strike on the outside corner, and Ordonez, all he can do is dip his head and walk out of the box in silent protest.
Hamill today has had that real good fastball away from his arm side on the outside black. And when you consistently throw it there, you know, you're going to get that call from the home plate umpire. May have been a shade low, but it was right on the black. And Marty Foster has given him that pitch all afternoon. Maglio could do nothing with it, that's for sure.
Chopper back up the middle. It's going to get through. Base hit. Cabrera goes to second, stops there. Maglio has his second hit.
That's the difference in your approach when the count's 2-1 versus the count being 2-2. When the count was 2-1, he threw that same exact pitch. Maglio didn't swing at it because he couldn't hit it. But with 2 strikes, you have to protect the plate. You're not trying to do too much with that pitch, and you get rewarded with a base hit right back up the box.
It was same location, wasn't it?
Yeah. But 2-1, you can't do anything with it. Nor should you try to do anything with it. It was a pitcher's pitch, the 2-1 fastball.
Well, the Tigers have something brewing again, this time with 2 outs now, and here is Brandon Inge.
Well, they want to get Inge out with a breaking ball. There it was. And when you know that, you can go up there and just sit on the breaking ball the very first pitch. And if you get it, take a real good swing at it. Don't miss it. But the difference is some guys know they're going to get a breaking ball, and no matter where the breaking ball is, they still swing.
Now the 1-0. Lifted in the air toward right field. On the move is Spilborghs coming to the corner. Will he have room? He reaches up and he makes the catch. It's a heck of a play by Spilborghs in the corner. And Inge is out, so are the Tigers. We've played 6 here at Comerica Park. Stewart, Fowler, Tulowitzki out of the way. Largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and the proverbial whole lot more. Get your Tigers gear straight from the source at the Tigers.com shop.
Was that on there? I don't ever see that word.
That was an ad lib.
Oh, okay.
Proverbial?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an ad lib. You just wanted to get ready in case you had to read it next time?
Say that word again.
Proverbial.
I think I got it.
Here we go to the 7th. D-Train still in there and looking good. He's thrown only 84 pitches.
Well, last time D-Train was out there, he threw 6 in the 3rd before Jim had to go get him. And it looks like he's going to go beyond that this afternoon. Outstanding effort today by Dontrelle.
And that's back-to-back good efforts.
I kind of think Dontrelle's back. And there's really no reason to believe anything other than that.
Well, I mean, what's the cutoff point? When do you make that decision? When he is back, or do you still go another start?
I'm looking at him for the last 3 starts, and I'm looking at a big league pitcher that can get big league hitters out.
Little blooper. That one might drop, and it will. Right off the end of the bat. And Stewart is on. It's his first hit. Willis has done a good job of pitching out of, I don't know if you'd call them jams, but pitching through base runners today.
Yeah, he's walked 4. He's been a little erratic, but for the most part, he is a good big league pitcher. His first 3 starts of the year. Fowler will be bunting here, is my guess, and to try to get Stewart in the scoring position because it's such a close game, and that's how most National League managers do it.
He laid it down foul.
And he's trying to bunt that ball down toward Miguel Cabrera, which is what you want to do. And Cabrera has a responsibility of holding on Stewart, the base runner. Therefore, he can't take off too soon from his respective position. However, Inge on the other side, Inge can take off right away. He has no responsibility. And if he bunts that ball too hard down toward third, Stewart won't get to second base. That fastball there may have been by design. At the top of the strike zone, a lot of times when you know a guy's bunting, you throw the fastball up to see if you can get him to bunt it in the air.
Nice bunt. Cabrera. Santiago covering, and so the youngster does his job again. What a game he's played today.
He had a sacrifice bunt last night's game as well.
Go ahead run at second base. That'll bring up Tulowitzki. He had a base hit in his last at bat. He's also walked and stolen a base. Rockies have 5 hits. Tigers have 5 hits. A tight one here today to wrap up the homestand for Detroit. Stewart started the inning with a bloop single. He has been sacrificed to second. The 1-0. Fouled back out of play. 1-1 on Tulowitzki. Dontrelle now at 92 pitches. Trying to get through the 7th inning without allowing a run. Fouled away. 1-2. Willis had that error committed behind him back in the 2nd, putting a man at second base, nobody out. He pitched out of that. 2 on in the 3rd, no runs. Walk in the 4th, no runs. Walk in the 6th, no runs. Tap foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Troy Tulowitzki.
One thing Dontrelle has not done a lot of today, and he really hasn't needed to do so, Yeah, because he's been pretty effective the way that he has pitched. He has not thrown very many fastballs inside today. Tulowitzki, his last time over 2 strikes, just kind of reached out, hit one right between Miguel and Santiago. And he's trying to do the same thing. Go inside here one time. But you got to get it in there. Looked like Sardina was setting up on the inside part of the plate, but the tailing action on Dontrell's fastball ended up right back down the middle. Take a look at it. It sure did. Sometimes it's hard for that left-hander to get that fastball inside when you have to throw it across your body.
Sardina putting down the fingers now. 1-2 on Tulowitzki.
We'll try it again. Get it in there.
Ground ball to third. Inge will check the runner. No damage done there. 2 gone.
I like that pitch. Even though Tulowitzki hit it hard, I still like the pitch, because one of the things that Rick Knapp is trying to get his pitchers to do is when they deliver the ball toward home plate, he wants them to be in a position to where they can kind of see the reaction and the swings the hitters are taking. And if you as a pitcher can kind of gauge what the hitter is trying to do, that kind of aids you in the next pitch that you might want to throw. So get your body in a good position so you can see what's going on when the ball gets in the hitting zone.
Well, now here is Helton with 2 outs. He doubled in a run his last at bat. And Willis hits the outside corner for strike 1.
I know Verlander has taken off since he's kind of paying attention more to what's happening with the hitter. Is he late on the fastball? Is he looking for a breaking ball? Is he taking fastballs down the middle? You can learn so much just by observing what's going on.
And nobody has been a whole lot better than Verlander has been in the last month.
Lights out.
He'll be towing the slab in KC tomorrow in the first game of that series.
He's dominated them in his career, too.
He draws Gil Mesh. The 0-1 is a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Seems like every series we go into and every game we play, we always talk about it being a really good pitching matchup. And the major reason for that is because the Tigers started going out there. It's been pretty good.
Yeah. Just about every night. You got Jackson in the second game, then Porcello in the third game.
Yeah.
The 1-1.
This is where it gets tricky with Helton. You really don't. There's really no one way to get this guy out.
Well, we said last night, 307 career against left-handed pitching. The 2-1. Ground ball back up the middle. It's going to get through. Base hit. Here comes Stewart rounding third. They're going to score him, and Helton does it again. He has knocked in both of their runs in this game, and it's now 2-1 Colorado.
And Dontrell struck him out his second time up today looking at a fastball, and the last 2 times he has given him fastballs, and Helton has beat the defense.
Here comes Leland. Tigers have had Brandon Lyon and Bobby C. warming up. Matt Merton is due. And the skipper taking Dontrell's temperature right now. That was his 100th pitch.
And what he wants to do is allow Dontrell to get this last out and hope that his team can come back in the bottom half of the 7th and score a couple of runs, which would obviously put Dontrell in a position to win the game.
Six and 2/3 to this point. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, only 2 runs. But one more hitter to get here, Matt Merton. That was the 6th hit of the game for Colorado, and 2 of them belong to Helton, both providing their runs. Strike 1. Merton is 0 for 3. Good pick up by Sardina. Helton holding at first base. Rockies got a run in the 5th and one here in the 7th. The Tigers got their only run back in the 2nd. One and two.
Since I mentioned that we really hadn't watched Dontrelle throw fastballs inside, he's kind of gone in there on a couple of hitters in this inning. Tulowitzki, now Merton.
That is pulled foul. This is the longest outing that Dontrelle has had since September of '07, when he went 8 innings in a victory over the Cubs. He's gone 6 2/3 in this one, and hopefully 7 full if he can get this last hitter.
This is considered a quality start.
It is indeed.
6 or more innings, 3 earned runs or less.
In the air, this one might be trouble. Hit well. Granderson on the run, can't get it. It'll split the outfielders and roll to the wall. This will get another run in. It's a double for Matt Merton, and Colorado now leads it 3-1. So 2 out hits by Helton and Merton.
Helton was on the move. If he's not on the move, he may not score here, but that was a breaking ball that's kind of flattened out on Dontrelle and was on the outside part of the plate. Merton hit it perfectly, and splitting Granderson and also Cleet Thomas. I don't think Helton scores if he's not running on this play.
So Dontrelle leaves to another big round of applause. Wallside Windows pitching change. Seven hits, 3 runs. He is still responsible for the man at second base. Tigers now trailing this one 3-1.
On most nights, those kind of numbers get you a win with the Tigers offense. But Jason Hamill, who started for Colorado today, has been very, very good, just like Marquis was last night.
Well, here's Brandon Lyon to take over now, facing Spilborghs. Ball 1 outside. 7 hits now for the Rockies. They get back-to-back 2-out hits to take the lead.
And Colorado Rockies, of course, very familiar with Brandon Lyon. And they were in the same division last year when Lyon was pitching for the Arizona Diamondbacks. No secrets here.
1-1. Spilborghs has walked in each of his last 2 at-bats. Rockies have had the clutch hitting today. The Tigers really haven't had too many opportunities. They've got their only run back in the 2nd. Here's the 1-1. In the air, center field. Granderson coming in. And that'll close out the 7th inning. So Colorado settles for 2. They take the lead, though. We head to the stretch. 3-1 ball game.
Games group tickets are on sale now for all home games, including June homestands between the Red Sox and the Cubbies. For tickets, call 313-471-BALL or online at tigers.com.
Well, pause trying to get the crowd going here. 7th inning stretch time at the ballpark. The Tigers are down by 2 runs now, 3-1. Rockies are in the lead. Justin Verlander will be getting the start tomorrow against the Kansas City Royals. And here's that matchup. Gil Mesh will oppose him.
That's a good pitching matchup. Gil Mesh is a good pitcher. He's lost 4 games this year, but it looks like he's not getting a whole lot of run support. Meanwhile, Verlander, and for the better part of the month of May, has been lights out. 77 strikeouts for Verlander against 19 walks. Overpowering and dominant has he been.
Well, back to work here as the Tigers try to get the offense going. They have a new left fielder now. Seth Smith is the new left fielder for the Rockies. And the Tigers have Everett, Sardina, and Anderson due up here in the 7th. Like Gerald Laird has picked up a bat. He's moving to the on-deck circle with Sardina due second in this inning. Everett is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's Laird, so he's going to pitch it for Sardina. Dane's day is done. Everett is 0 for 1. He has the base on balls. And Hamill's still out there. Although the Rockies do have some action going in their bullpen. And it's pulled fair inside the bag at third. That's a hit for Everett. He takes the turn. Better hold up. And he does. A leadoff single for the Tigers here in the 7th. So Everett, who came in hitting .360 in the month of May, picks up a base hit.
I thought Stewart actually had a chance to make this play. He didn't move until the ball was past him. Hit like a bullet, though.
Well,
I was thinking that he put him in Laird on deck circle as a decoy.
Because Larish is going to hit.
And then maybe if Everett makes it out, then we see Laird.
Yeah, that may have been the way that Leland would have played it. He will let Larish hit here. And That brings some power off the bench here with the leadoff man out, so Larish can tie this thing up with one swing of the bat.
A little gamesmanship going on between Leland and Colorado manager Hurdle. You put the right-hander in the on deck circle, and that kind of keeps that left-hander in the bullpen sitting down. But then now your manager sends your catcher out, and then your catcher talks to the pitcher for a while. You get the left-hander up. Now he takes the slow stroll out there. If he wants to bring the lefty in, now he's got time to do so.
And he will do so. So Hamill is done, and they will go to the bullpen. We'll be back in a 3-1 game. And he, like Marquis last night, has done a good job here today.
And he walked 3, struck out 4, 6+ innings. And he really handcuffed the Tigers with good fastballs, outstanding breaking ball. Very few changeups did he throw. But a really nice effort by a converted reliever.
Meanwhile, Randy Flores now is in for Colorado.
Well, he's pretty much a specialist against left-handers coming out of the Colorado Rockies bullpen. And the first hitter he will see will not be Jeff Laird. It will be Gerald Laird now.
So the Tigers in effect burn Larish here in the 7th inning, and Laird will come up and hit against the lefty.
It must take very little time for Flores to get loose, because we kind of painted the picture for you. Laird initially was standing in the on deck circle, but after the base hit by Everett and Jim Leland sent Larish up to the plate, who was probably swinging the bat down in the tunnel, he was already loose. He was hoping to catch the Colorado Rockies off guard, and their left-hander would not be ready to face Larish.
So Laird is the hitter for Dane Sardina, who ironically has knocked in the only Tigers run today with an RBI single back in the 2nd. Gerald is the tying run at the plate in a 3-1 ball game, and a ball outside, 1-0. Gerald batting .245, knocked in 11 this year, and he drives one to center field, but right there is Fowler. Had to make the basket catch. The wind playing with that one a little bit. That wind is really starting to pick up now, blowing from left to right. There you have it. Those are the flags the players will tell you that they really pay attention to, the ones on top of the light standers out beyond left field and on top of the scoreboard. So here is Anderson. Josh is 0 for 3. Stewart is on the grass at third base. And Helton holding the runner at first. That's Everett. Driven foul back out of play. 0-2. Anderson has had 3 hits on the homestand, but he is now 3 for 21. Only 6 Tigers hits for the offense today. That's it. The Rockies pitching staff doing a good job the last 2 nights. Got him. Strike 3 called. Anderson is out of there, and 2 gone. Flores gets his first strikeout. He's going to bring up Santiago. Colorado's team ERA coming into play was 4.68 over in the National League, which was in the bottom third over in the NL. Santiago today is 0 for 3, 8-game hitting streak on the line. Ramon a couple of ground balls and a strikeout. Everett led off the inning with a base hit. Flores came on. He got Laird, the pinch hitter. Then he struck out Anderson. Tigers today have had their share of base runners in scoring position. Santiago is given time. Rolled foul, third base side. 0-2 on Santiago. And he stays alive. I mentioned the Tigers have Kansas City next. The Rockies back to National League play, taking on the Dodgers in their next series. Dodgers playing well out in the National League West. Only team out there above 500. 0-2. Check to swing.
I don't think any of those teams in the National League West have a shot at catching the Dodgers.
Well, it may be awfully early to say that, but then you look at the standings and you see the closest team to them is 8.5 back.
And Manny will be back at the beginning of July. He's the one that separates that entire division.
Yeah, he's definitely a force. Trying to hold on to their lead without him. What was that, 50 games?
50 game suspension. And they say that the day that he's scheduled to come back is like July 3rd.
1-2 on Santiago. 2-2. Lee Thomas, another left-handed batter, waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Flores comes out of the pen and gets 3 key outs. 2 of them via the strikeout. Atkins, Torrealba, Barmes on the way. allowing only 1 earned run in the game today. Dontrell Willis was very good again. 3 earned runs in 6 2/3. Big day for Todd Helton. 2 for 4 and a couple of big RBIs. So Brandon Lyon back out there as we head to the 8th. 3-1 Colorado in the final game in this series. Gerald Laird stays in the game to catch for Dane Sardina. It is Atkins. Then Torrealba and Barmes. Garrett Atkins today is 0 for 3. Couple of fly balls to center field his last 2 times up. Lions 2-0. Again to center field. This one looks like it's trouble, though. It's going to split the gap. Granderson goes over there to cut it off. Not in time, though, to keep Atkins from a double. So the Rockies put up another hit, their 8th of the game. And Atkins, who has been in a horrific slump, comes up with a double. Now we'll see if the Rockies try and get him to third base with nobody out. Torrealba is 0 for 3. No sacrifices for Torrealba. He's going to try it here, though. He let it go by for ball 1. Tigers have been out hit in this game 8-6. Torrealba came up in the San Francisco system. In fact, in his early days in the big leagues, he backed up Benito Santiago, which was one of his catching idols. And that is bunted foul.
I guess we're kind of seeing why he doesn't have any sacrifice bunts.
That didn't look too comfortable.
Nope, did not. It was a high fastball that he was somehow trying to get on top of and bunt on the ground, and looked like he was trying to stand up on his toes to do so. Still going to ask him to do it.
And he drops this one down to third. So he got it done there.
Nice job.
That'll advance the runner to third base. And now Clint Barmes will try and get an insurance run in here for Colorado.
Jim's going to have to pull the infield in. They can't afford to give away a run here.
Barmes 0 for 3.
All the infielders playing in at the cut of the grass.
Fouled away, 0-1.
Atkins does not have an aggressive secondary lead. It didn't look like he's coming on contact. A lot of times, if you come to the ballpark and this situation arises, if you watch the base runner and you watch how he comes down the line, you can tell whether he's coming on a ground ball or not. Atkins appears to be staying and making the ball go through the infield.
Popped him up. Behind the plate, Laird. Out number 2. That'll help. Runner holds at third base, and it's going to be up to Ian Stewart. So now the Tigers able to relax the infield defensively. Here comes Jim Leyland with Stewart announced. And Skipper making his way out to the mound. He'll take the baseball from Brandon Lyon. Another Tigers pitching change. Bobby C will come trotting in. We'll be back to Comerica Park. The 8th inning. They have a man at third, 2 outs. Bobby C., the new Tigers pitcher.
18th time now that Jim Leland has gone to his bullpen to bring in Bobby C. And really, since Bobby has put on a Tigers uniform, Jim has not been bashful in going down to that bullpen to bring him in. And for the most part, he's been good.
Ian Stewart, the batter, with 2 outs and a man at third. First one missing inside, 1-0. Stewart had a single which started that rally in the 7th. Right now the go-ahead rally, they scored twice.
And Bobby C's got that fastball anywhere from 88 to 92 miles an hour. He's got that breaking ball that he has to get away from the left-handed hitters. There it is. Left-handers last year hit over 300 against Bobby C because he didn't have that good breaking ball. He didn't get that breaking ball away from the left-handers. But this year, for the most part, he's been able to get it away from them. It's a key pitch for him.
One and two.
Might want to finish him off with a fastball inside. He's looking for that breaking ball. That doesn't necessarily mean that he can hit it, though, if he gets it. But if he throws the fastball inside, he'll get a strikeout looking. Stewart won't get the bat off his shoulder.
Stewart, a couple of hits and 8 at bats in this series. One of the 8 hits that the Rockies have posted today. They've got a big runner standing at third base right now, and Garrett Atkins. Tigers down by 2 in the 8th. And they want to keep it that way. Missed it outside.
Was it Stewart that you were talking about last night, who was a former quarterback as well? Or was that someone else that played last night?
That, I believe, was someone else. That was Seth Smith.
Backed up Eli?
Eli at the Ole Miss, yeah. Two and two. Football talent in this series. 2-2 pitch is outside. Now it runs full at 3-2 with Fowler waiting on deck. There's Dexter, who's had a big game again today.
Another Dexter we didn't mention when we were talking about Dexter's Dexter Manley.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding football player for the Redskins.
Swing and a miss. He tried to hold up. Down he goes. I don't know how we missed Dexter Manley. They strand a runner at third. Thomas, Cabrera, and Granderson coming up. for the Western Conference Final this Wednesday at 7:30. Get your tickets at DetroitRedWings.com, Joe Louis Arena box office, or by calling 800-745-3000. The 2009 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Beard is back. Meanwhile, the Tigers trying to get it rolling here. There's some boisterous Red Wings fans.
And Ryan Rayburn was announced as a pinch hitter, and therefore Clint Hurdle goes back out to the mound to bring in a right-hander.
And that would be Manny Corpus. So Corpus comes trotting in. Flores is done. He did a nice job. And while they bring him in and he warms up, we'll step aside. Another pitch and change. 3. As we play in the 8th inning, and Ryan Rayburn pinch hitting for Clete Thomas facing Manny Corpus, and the first pitch is in for a strike.
A breaking ball as well by Corpus, who also can throw in the mid-90s with his fastball when he's got it at the bottom of the strike zone.
Chopper hit to the shortstop. Tulowitzki has it, throws it in the dirt, and it's scooped up by Helton.
That is rare for Tulowitzki. He never ever makes poor throws over to first base, but it's always nice to have a guy that's got a great glove over there to pick you up every now and then and help you fall into that category. Tulowitzki beating himself up over that throw.
Well, they got the out.
How many games has this kid pitched in? Look at his numbers. They don't look all that pretty. Tigers might have a shot here. 6.27 earned run average. The league hitting .368 against Corpus, who's got some talent.
And they have leaned on him the last couple of years. 76 appearances last year, 78 2 years ago.
That could be part of the problem.
Cabrera, the batter, pulls it foul. 0-2. Manny Corpus, a native of Panama City, Panama, still lives there. Here's the 0-2. Cabrera staying alive. Shot that one back into the Rockies dugout, and that rattles around down there.
We've seen Cabrera do that quite often this year. It's a nasty 2-strike pitch, and you're just really up there trying to protect the plate. And somehow he's able to foul it off, and he's done it several times until he gets something that he can handle, and then he punishes it.
Rolled slowly towards short. Tulowitzki has another chance. This time his throw is perfect. 2 outs. Tigers got a run way back in the second, and then nothing since.
Well, they had the bases loaded with only 1 out and a guy standing in the batter's box that's very tough to double up. And that would be Anderson, but he hit the ball so sharply at the second baseman and that the Rockies turned a 4-6-3 double play to get out of that inning.
And it's been 0 since, although the Tigers have had some runners. Here is Granderson.
Well, you'd have to believe that if Corpus is able to get through this inning, and next inning it'll be Houston Street.
Lined and caught by a leaping Clint Barnes. So that's it for Detroit. We have 8 complete in the books. Still 3-1 Rockies. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849. Back here at Comerica Park as we wind up this homestand, and what a homestand it's been for the Tigers, although they trail in this one 3-1. As we head to the 9th inning, the Tigers will keep Ryan Rayburn in this game. He will play in right field after pinch hitting. Bobby C goes to work, and he is facing the top of the lineup. Dexter Fowler leads it off. Fowler to Lewitsky and Helton. Wave and a miss, 0-2. Fowler was a very good basketball player as well in high school. In fact, he had a scholarship offer from Harvard and a baseball scholarship offer from Miami. He was about headed to Miami and then decided to sign with the Rockies. And here he is in the big leagues. Missed it outside, 1-2. Set himself a nice series.
Harvard not necessarily known for its basketball, right?
No, well, not known for athletics, period, I don't think.
That's a nice degree to get there.
It sure is. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball right field. Rayburn will get his first chance. 1 out. We'll bring up Tulowitzki.
That says a lot about the young man. Scholarship to Harvard.
It's hard to turn that down. I mean, yes, it is not a great basketball school, but boy, it'd be a nice degree to have.
Oh, for sure. Make a nice living on that degree.
Tulowitzki looks at a strike.
But he was going to hang out in South Beach, huh?
He had his bags packed as the story went.
I hear they have fun down there.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah. That's what they say.
Good program down there, too, for baseball. The 0-1. Shattered bat, look out. Everett gobbles up the ground ball. And the barrel went out to third. 2 gone. I think it's sliced in half.
Yes, it was.
So Bobby C has come on and retired all 3 batters that he has faced. Still one more piece. There you go. Todd Helton's had a big day. RBI double, RBI single. He got their first run and their second run. And now on the season, 31 RBIs. He's also homered in the series, homered in the ball game last night.
That was on a 3-0 pitch.
This one is a weak ground ball to second base. So C does a great job. 1, 2, 3, 9. He's done his job. Let's see if the Tigers bats can come alive. They're running out of time. We go to the ninth. Last call for the Tigers on Memorial Day weekend here at the ballpark. Tigers winding up the homestand, hopefully with a comeback win. They will need a couple of runs to tie 3 to win this thing. As we go to the bottom of the ninth inning on an absolutely stunning day here at the ballpark today. Big crowd, better than 34,000 fans. And we have a new pitcher now for the Rockies. Their closer is on Houston Street.
He looked good last night, especially against the right-handed hitters. He had a really good, nice breaking ball in that ball game last night, and he got a couple strikeouts with it. The league, the National League, hitting only .239 against Houston Street this year.
Maglio leads it off. It'll be Ordonez, Inge, and Everett here in the ninth. Tigers have been limited to 1 run on 6 hits today. Maglio in the ballgame today has been on base 3 times, single, double, and a walk. In the air, right field, shallow right field, and caught on the run by Barmes. That'll bring up Brandon Inge. Inge is 1 for 3, had a single back in the second. Batting .273. All it takes is one base runner to bring the tying run to the plate, although the Tigers have now moved Polanco to the on-deck circle.
Houston Street kind of fell out of favor last year in Oakland. As a matter of fact, Billy Beane was thinking about trading And Street right around the trade deadline last year, but he didn't. Held on to him until the offseason, and they had a chance to get Matt Holliday, and they put Street in that deal. He has done well in the Colorado Rockies uniform.
Not exactly a pitcher's paradise either, Colorado. Fouled away, had a rip on 2-0 Inge now with a count of 2-1.
Sometimes a change of scenery is good for big league players.
And apparently it has been for Mr. Street. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Houston Street, born in Austin, Texas, still lives in Austin, Texas, went to the University of Texas. Not Houston, Texas, but Austin, Texas. Here's the 2-2 from Houston Street. Fouled away. Two and 2 on Brandon Inge. 2 for 11 in the series. Rally caps are out. Need a hit here to bring the tying run to the plate. More rally caps. Swing and a miss. Inge goes down, and Street has retired the first 2 in the inning. And the Tigers are down to their final at bat.
Well, we're going to make that our bell tire pitch by pitch, and we've talked about the fact that Street, since changing uniforms, has been really good for Colorado. Good tailing fastball, running it up and in, and he got that breaking ball as well. That's been a really good pitch for him the last couple of nights. That one kind of stayed up, but he still was able to get the strikeout with that big sweeping breaking ball.
So Everett will not bat. Polanco will in his place. Pinch hitter here with 2 outs.
Jim has used his entire bench today.
He's taking it to the limit.
All Polanco needs to do is think the Street still has that Oakland Athletics uniform on.
That's true. Flared in the air toward right field. Fowler on the move, but so is the right fielder Spilborghs, who makes the catch. And that is as the Rockies come to town and they cool down the red hot Tigers. They take 2 out of 3 in this series. Yet despite the 2 losses the last 2 nights, the Tigers still with a